This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The results of the local government election runoff are in. Plus, parents at 8 Mark High School demand improved emergency response after recent scare. And 2 American women survive a harrowing shark encounter in Bahamian waters.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, it was a closely fought race, but in the end, there could only be one winner. The results showing that every vote really does count. After a recount earlier today, West Grand Bahama Administrator and Returning Officer Leonard Dames Jr. revealed the results of the runoff election for West Grand Bahama Polling Division 13. A race, he says, saw more voters come out following the 54 tie several weeks back.
Chantel Forbes came out with 78 votes, and Marvette Russell was at 77. So Chantel Forbes is the declared winner for polling division number 310 as a result of the runoff elections on yesterday. Sometime on next week, we will have a meeting with all of the remaining town committee members for 8 Mile Rock East. That will be held early, sometime next week. Once that meeting is held, they would elect their chairman, their deputy chair, and 2 additional persons to go to council. So once that is completed, then another meeting will be held. That is when we will have the full complement of the 9 councillors, and that is where we will decide the chief councillor and the deputy chief councillor.
SNS News caught up with Forbes Tuesday, who was confident from the start. She shares why she entered the race.
I was born and raised in Pinedale, and all my family is from there. So the community is I love it. That's why I came back and want to do a lot for our community.
Well, a growing debate is once again brewing over the issue of marital rape. Now, tonight, a local human rights advocate is voicing his call for stronger protections for women, urging the implementation of laws that would impose punishment on those who force themselves on their spouses.
There has to be a principle in law that if a complaint is brought to the authorities that I have been forcefully raped or had intercourse, or had my boyfriend or husband had intercourse with me, then it means it has to be investigated.
Human rights advocate Joseph Darville is speaking out after Attorney General Ryan Pender revealed that the Davis administration has no current plans to criminalize marital rape this term. To this end, Darville is urgently calling for legal reforms, stressing that there is an immediate need for a law that ensures individuals who force themselves on their spouses are held fully accountable for such heinous acts.
If you have a cruelty going on within a marriage, and if that cruelty continues for a period of time, it means that the man, if he has intercourse with his wife or girlfriend, if they got to be married, it means that there has to be some coercion, some physical force set upon that individual.
While there is support for such a bill, some are questioning why the issue has not been prioritized, as successive governments have continued passing the responsibility on to the next administration. Darville suggests that this inaction may stem from the deeply rooted tradition of male dominance within Parliament.
So that predominance of authority coming from men actually would want to not provide that type of protection for women. But now that we're getting more women in Parliament and more women in positions of authority in the country, we're hearing more vociferous outcrying from them that they want this placed in the law, that there should be marital rape in marriage on the books.
Some religious figures have argued that a spouse cannot commit rape, often citing scripture to support their stance. However, Darville believes this perspective does not reflect the reality of marital violence.
I know some Christians have that, and means that once you've made vows to have intimate relationship in marriage with one another, they feel that that is a sacred oath that you've taken, and that you are subjected to anything that might happen between you and your spouse. But we cannot afford to tolerate situations where people are violently handled.
Well, switching gears now, the Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, Kwesi Thompson, is extending gratitude to the Minister for Grand Bahama in the House of Assembly today as she assisted local fishermen and boaters with acquiring land near a canal to assist with the boating ramp.
And I want to commend the fishermen and the boaters. There's two associations that got together. They've acquired, well, they have gotten permission to use a piece of land that goes to the canal. They have created a dock with the assistance of the Ministry of Grand Bahama. So I want to also say on behalf of them, thank the Ministry of Grand Bahama for assisting them in that dock.
Thompson also highlighting other problems in his constituency, such as the High Rock Bridge that needs repairs, among other issues.
We also have challenges with respect to Cable Bahamas and BTC. And so we wanted to send that call out to BTC and Cable Bahamas, those challenges, in particular in High Rock.
Just one station.
Well, tonight, parents of the 8 Maroc High School are calling for a better emergency response plan following a scare at the school today. Our Shalia Roll has more details in this report.
Threats of a school shooting in the Western District sending panic throughout the community. This as eyewitnesses say that the perpetrator is not a student of the institution.
They say nothing, they didn't call the parents and let no one know nothing, they just keep you all in school. So yeah, so they had the prefect them watching the class, the children. I say, so, and the teachers them going home. So if you send big grown adults home, all right, running for cover for their life, you will leave the kids to school who can't defend themselves when they're supposed to be there to protect them. It don't make no sense. So it ain't sitting too well with me.
Now, while there is no confirmation on whether or not the suspect attends 8 Mile Rock High School, here is what we do know. According to students who were on campus at the time of the threats, they allege that the perpetrator and his mother was in an altercation with a student of the school, adding that the aggressor chased the student with a knife, leaving him to look for cover. And get this, they believe that this incident is gang-related.
The problem is, Masi, like, they sound like they have some gangs and stuff, but if they have gangs in the school, you got to try get a grip on that before it's too late.
Tonight, these parents are appealing for a better emergency response plan.
Contingency plan they have in place in the event of a school shooting. What is your next step? What is your emergency order? And I feel like, just like Mr. Forbes said, at the end of the day, if something had happened to my kids, what can you tell me? You, as teachers and those persons tasked with being responsible for the students, how can you run for cover and not protect the life of others, of the children, of the students who you're there to support?
Now, our ZNS News team did reach out to the principal of the school. However, he declined to comment as the matter is still under active investigations. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Thank you for that, Shalia. Meantime, 2 American women recently had a brush with a shark and lived to tell the tale on a U.S. media outlet. Our Cleopatra Murphy has details of the harrowing experience.
I just put my head in my hands and started praying that God wouldn't take my life and I would live. Yeah, it was very scary.
It was a brush with death that best friends 20-year-old Riley Decker and 24-year-old Summer Lehman never anticipated, mere hours into their vacation on Bimini. The duo making the rounds on American media today, Good Morning America and Inside Edition, recall they were on a friend's yacht Friday when they decided to take a swim in waters off Bimini Bay. Decker says they were about to return to the vessel when the attack, believed to be by a bull shark, occurred.
I felt something nudge my leg, and I was like, Summer, what was that? And she was like, don't scare me like that. And probably about 2 minutes later, we were right by the ladder. I felt my leg get tugged down, and I immediately knew I was bit by a shark.
She recalls a friend immediately sprang into action.
Our friend Austin, he pulled, but I had no strength in my leg, so I couldn't get myself up. So he grabbed me and he pulled me on top of the boat. He wrapped the towel around my leg and a rope for a tourniquet and held it until the medical professionals could come and help me.
Although not immediately aware, Lehman would also not leave the incident unscathed.
We both were panicking in that moment. I didn't realize that I got bit until they started screaming that my foot was shredded.
Decker was flown to New Providence for treatment before being airlifted to Florida for additional treatment with another surgery scheduled. Both women are happy to be alive, but will they return to the water?
I've been going in water for a long time.
Oh, I will never, I won't even put my toes in ever again.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Sad news there. Well, this video is courtesy of Good Morning America.
And still to come.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority kicks off a new program giving students a first-hand look into the world of science, technology, trading, and financial literacy. You'll have the details of those stories, sports, and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. Celebrate Valentine's Day with big savings at Third Dimension. Enjoy 20% off hand tools and housewares, plus 25% off select tiles. Shop on February 14th and 15th at Yellow Pine Street, Freeport. Bethel's Air Conditioning and Refrigeration presents a Valentine's Day sale from February 1st to the 14th. Get Boreal Lotus Series 17C of mini split inverter units with bonded prices starting at $444.50. Cash sale only. Don't miss out. Heroic Concrete is now taking purchase orders for 8-inch concrete blocks. Strong, durable, and built to last. Wholesale prices available with a minimum order of 25,000 blocks. Contact Heroic Concrete today for a quote. Celebrate love at Portobello's in the Grand Lucayan with a special Valentine's dining experience. Enjoy a 4-course dinner on February 14th, a dinner buffet on February 15th, and a brunch on February 16th. Live music nightly. Get tickets at the lobby now. Call 373-1333 for details. How well do you know your spouse? We'll find out at the Love Games with Uncle Fee Baby Boy this Thursday, February 13th at 3 p.m. at the Millennium Mall. Come and cheer your favorite couple on to victory. This show will be broadcast live on 8:10 a.m. The Church of God of Prophecy invites you to attend a service of appreciation to honor Bishop Rudolph W. Arthur on Sunday, February 16th at 2 p.m. at the Church of God of Prophecy, Coral Road, celebrating 59 years of service. All are invited to attend.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Grand Bahama Port Authority launching its STEM Empowerment and Education Development 2.0 program recently at the Pelican Bay Resort. Originally designed to introduce high school students to the various fields in science and technology, this iteration will focus on trading, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. Shane Stubbs was there and filed this report.
Because it doesn't matter what track they decide to take when they graduate. The skills they will learn will benefit them in some way.
The CE program has been in existence for 3 years, introducing students to artificial intelligence, programming, and coding. But CE 2.0 is expected to be a different ballgame. This time around, students will have access to education and trading, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. The courses will be fully interactive via the Learn to Prosper app, which can be downloaded via Apple and Play stores once it goes live next month. Chief Investment Officer at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Derek Newbold.
I wish when I was their age, someone taught me about financial literacy. What we're about to teach these students, with the knowledge, the skills that they will come in contact with, will help to transform their lives not just now, but well into the future.
App developer Enan Fernando says the app will be very simplistic to navigate. One of his main goals has always been to help young students see how easy they can make a name for themselves at home, while teaching how to sell their services to foreign investors in the future.
For me, is being able to allow young people to understand that our value is best in our own environment, and then also teaching them the skills so that they learn how to bring in money and make money internationally while being home. We are one of the nations that people look at, people come to, and people want to be in. So why can't we actually have and build the skills that we need here to create an environment that actually thrives?
Chakolia Brennan says the program is an ongoing learn at your pace experience for 7th to 12th graders, but the biggest caveat will be getting parents involved via registration for the program.
Once the child put all of their information, the parents has to give a digital signature. If the parents doesn't sign, their child won't be allowed to participate. I mean, they're using the technology in their hands every day, which is a phone. Why not make it something that they can earn money from? This is a learning app for you to be, it's empowering the students up to date.
Registration is ongoing via events.gbpa.com. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Great news there, Shane. In other news, a new leader is at the helm of the local Red Cross, and she's hoping to make an impact, increasing public engagement and creating more awareness of the agency and what it does. Cleopatra Murphy has those details.
She was recently appointed as chairman for the Bahamas Red Cross Society Grand Bahamas Center, and humbled by the appointment, Lisa Turnquest is eager to take on the new role, hoping to bring new energy to the Grand Bahamas Center.
I live on Grand Bahama. I love Grand Bahama. Everyone knows that. And I believe that oftentimes what's really going on in Grand Bahama is not fully expressed or fully identified. And I think it gives me an opportunity to really give Grand Bahama a voice on the national body.
For Turnquest, it's not about reinventing the wheel. As she says, through its many initiatives, the nonprofit has for years been meeting the needs of the island, from disaster recovery to food drives. Still, she believes the wider public and corporate Grand Bahama has lost touch with how much it actually does.
I see my role as just re-energizing, re-oiling the wheel, bringing some new initiatives, taking some old programs and bringing new life to them, engaging new people. And so for me, that's the energy, that's the joy that I'm looking forward to.
One such initiative is the Renaissance Ball that she chaired last year after a 17-year hiatus. Turnquest not only ran with it, but made it a success, also raking in a substantial profit.
I had a wonderful team, a diverse team of people working with me, and that's the very same type of strategy I hope to employ in this position, to bring teams of innovative people, diverse people from the Grand Bahama community who have the same passion, who have the same desire to showcase Grand Bahama for what she really is, as opposed to all of the things that's happened to us.
To foster greater community engagement, Turnquest says she intends to focus on youth, senior, and corporate engagement, and by focusing on those groupings, she hopes the public will be more willing to support the Red Cross and its initiatives. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, Berkshire Bahamas Farms Managing Director Terrence Roberts III has launched a groundbreaking initiative to empower youth and underserved communities in the Bahamas through innovative agricultural training. He says the newly minted program focuses on sustainability and recycling, showing that agriculture is more than farming. It's a path to economic growth.
A lot of times we look at farming as poor man's work, as dirty work. But if we understand agriculture, like even you can see right here in this bucket, there are cotton plants in there. So if we think about our clothing, if it's made out of cotton, where does cotton come from? So with that understanding, we want to empower our community on how we can take our raw materials, turn them into something.
Well, according to Roberts, the program is free, with the goal of engaging community members and the government to demonstrate that through collaboration they can create avenues for learning and empowerment. He says the benefits are immense.
If we're focused on the tourists all the time, and it's good to have tourists, the Bahamas is a beautiful place to be, but what about the locals? So if we focus on the tourists, the money comes in and it goes right back out. But what about creating our own here and keeping it circulating in our communities? You can create jobs, you can create spin-off businesses, new licensees, just from learning and understanding how we can work together and cooperate as a community. So that's really how our economy thrives. It's not okay where we have these few businesses here that are thriving and everybody else just struggling trying to make it.
In other news, for the first time, a team from the Bahamas competed in the Citrus International Pageant in Orlando, Florida. The crew of 5, 4 of whom being first-time pageant contestants, all coming away with hardware. Being awarded this year's Mr. Citrus, Cecil Lowe says the expectations prior to the competition was just to have fun, no matter the outcome.
Honestly and truly, it took me a few months. Everybody here, the only person who is actually used to the pageant field would be Jahara. She has competed before, but every one of them, this would have been their first time competing. Tajane actually came from Granky and only had a week to get ready. So she really outstanded me. We went saying that, okay, we want to get our foot wet, we want to compete, want to have some fun, not knowing that we would go there and turn out and win all these prizes and win overall.
As part of the warm welcome back home, a spotlight was placed on the veteran participant of the group, along with a surprise announcement.
And I tell you dedication, and I tell you energy. Jahara is one of those girls who surpasses my feeling of saying that she can do better. She always does more than better, 10 times more than better. And because she's worked so hard, I want everyone to know that she will now be taking on the title of Miss Exquisite Bahamas Elite.
Well, let's look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
High school girls basketball kind of remind me of you and Shashina when y'all almost made a WNBA.
Yeah, right. All right, thanks, Jay. Well, sports comes your way next, but first a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Celebrate love and style with Esquire's Valentine's Sale. Enjoy 15% off store-wide February 13th and 14th. Don't miss out. Call 727-MENS for details. Find the perfect Valentine's gift at occasions by Miss Alleycat, from perfume, cologne, and jewelry to gift sets and customized baskets. Located number 3 Arena Mall. Call 352-2855 or 441-5349 today.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
See and enjoy the island of Grand Bahama with so much to offer. H. Forbes Charter Services Limited is just what you need to make your next experience a memorable one. We serve groups of all sizes in cool and comfortable limousines, coaches, and buses. We're the one to call for sightseeing tours, charter services, bonfire on the beach, and other fun-filled activities. So come and experience Grand Bahama Island with us, where it keeps getting better.
Good
evening, I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports High School Girls Basketball. Sister Mary defeated Jackie with 7-4 to remain undefeated on the season.
Our team was able to pull out the win today, but I wasn't too pleased with the way we played. You know, on defense, we have a lot of work to do. My girls, they kind of lost their composure a bit with the defense strategy that they were using, but hopefully we'll get it together.
Now when senior girls play, Sunland got the win 16-6 over Jack Haywood.
At the end of the day, you know, I felt like, you know, as, you know, ladies, like they played very well. They played tough. It was, you know, tugging first game in the first half. We was able to pull away. You know, I had great players that, you know, did what they need to do behind the stretch. But, you know, I was very proud of my ladies. You know, they played very well. And, you know, like, that's a main goal going forward.
St. George's also defeated Tabernacle 10-0, and BMES edged out 8 Mile Rock 8-7. Switching gears now in sports, calls from primary school softball action. Walter Parker shut out Freeport Primary 5-0. Tabernacle with the W versus Hugh Campbell by 1 run 6-5. And West End won against Grace Christian. The final score on that one was 7-3. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Step into platinum glamour at Freeport Fashion Week's opening night fashion show. Celebrate 70 years of style on March 14th at the Stone Crab, Tino Beach. Donations start at $50. Get tickets at the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Follow at Freeport Fashion Week. Shisha Lounge and Restaurant located in Grace Bay, Providenciales. Your #1 night spot in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Come party with the stars.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Can I call you Rose?
Love is in the air at Tees Perfume people. Let us help you say I love you with. We have baskets in all sizes. We work with your price range to let us know how much you want to spend, and we work with you.
We have teddy bears available in all shapes and sizes, and we also have all the chocolates that you need. And don't forget the candy box for the little ones. And with every $50 purchase, you can enter to win a dinner for 2 at Agave.
Delivery services will also be available at a small charge.
Tell me who's getting on my love? Who's getting on my love? Tell me
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis. Thanks so much for tuning in. A live look at the Bahamas tonight is on your screen. They're coming your way next.
This news is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, hundreds of millions of dollars in funding secured for another 4 Family Island airports as the government forges ahead with its Renaissance project. Also, rethinking home ownership. The government pitches the idea of a non-traditional housing. Find out what that entails. And a Bahamian neo-Nazi arrested and convicted in the United States. The Bahamas tonight. The National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Record-breaking tourism and aviation numbers setting the stage for a buoyant industry in 2025. But getting the visitors to Bahamian shores equally important as the experience when they arrive. All to spread those tourism dollars far and wide throughout the Bahamas, more airlift and better airports in the Family Islands are essential. Today, a deal was inked for 4 more airports in the Family Islands. Felicity Darvo reports from the Roots Americas Conference over at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort.
4 major agreements signed today to the tune of $300 million, benefiting 4 airports, as the Family Island Renaissance project means increased airlift and additional tourism dollars into the country.
In Grand Bahama, Exuma, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, and the Exuma Keys, Long Island, Great Harbor Key, Berry Islands. We are accelerating the work that we are doing, and over the course of the next 15 months. In fact, today we are signing an arrangement on 4 additional airports. So this work is never done, and once we completed this 14, no doubt there will be an opportunity to do even more.
Deputy Prime Minister I. Chester Cooper participating in a high-level panel on the final day of Routes Americas 2025. His colleagues, the cabinet ministers of Barbados, St. Martin and the Cayman Islands, are all committed to ensuring that the Caribbean succeeds together in increasing airlift to the region.
In getting the airlift to the destination, what we have to do, and this is what Deputy Prime Minister Cooper touched on, we have to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place, one, but we also have ongoing hotel plant investment. I'm happy to say, like Bahamas and the other Caribbean islands, that Barbados is also on a growth trajectory in respect of opening and expanding new hotels.
I don't find that as that region, as Caribbean brothers and sisters, we promote each other within, but we also know that there is a mass conversation that is needed around connecting each other, because if I just have to get over to you and I still have to do Miami and the whole 9 yards, it's not interested. So the first time, government of St. Martin, La Partie Française, we decided to purchase an airline.
What we just need to do is support each other, and because there's enough trade and inter-family connections within the Caribbean, they should be able to stimulate enough travel connectivity, and also really promoting this multi-destination tourism.
More than 40 airports spread across over 100,000 square miles of beautiful blue ocean. 30 of them owned by the government, 5 of them international airports. And so the Bahamas knows quite a bit about connectivity. And we emerged as a leader on the discussion here at Routes Americas 2025. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, a record-breaking 4.6 million people traveled through the country's main gateway last year. Growth, Nassau Airport Development Company CEO and President Vernice Joaquin says, is fueled by expanded routes, stronger airline partnerships, and the continued appeal of the Bahamas as a premier destination. But this year's Roots Americas Conference is a prime opportunity to make connections that will shape the future of air service in the entire region. For the Bahamas, that future includes achieving a Skytrax 5-star airport rating. Joaquin admits it's an ambitious milestone for a small airport, but is altogether convinced it can be done.
We are committed to doing it. From seamless check-in and security screening to improved amenities and personalized service, our focus is on making every guest experience smooth, enjoyable, and memorable. Looking ahead, LPIA is committed to growth, innovation, and sustainability. Because over the next 10 to 20 years, we will be investing in infrastructure upgrades, capacity expansion, and technological advancements to ensure that we continue to meet the needs of our airline partners and our guests.
Now, this year's Roots Americas is the second one hosted here in the Bahamas, partnering with LPIA to make this happen. The Nassau Paradise Island Promotion Board, whose CEO Joy Gibberlew expressed hope attendees used the scheduled meetings, panel discussions, and networking opportunities to think boldly and innovatively.
We know that the future of aviation is not just about increasing capacity or expanding networks. It's about sustainability, enhancing the travel experience, and creating meaningful connections between people and places. It's about ensuring that air travel remains accessible, seamless, and aligned with the needs of a rapidly changing world. Here in the Bahamas, we're committed to working alongside you to ensure that our region remains at the forefront of growth and innovation.
Now, despite a glowing picture of 2024's record number of visitors, opposition leader Michael Pintard continues to urge that more be done to increase stopover arrivals, which he says are disproportionately outpaced by cruise ship visitors. He spoke to reporters outside the House of Assembly this morning, where he again called on the government to develop a national strategic plan to grow the number of stopover visitors, which he contends needs to be a priority.
We welcome any increase in numbers for cruise visitors because any dollar spent is valuable. We don't want to make the mistake of substituting stopover visitors who suddenly become, or over time become, cruise visitors, and that is essentially what has happened. And you look at what has happened in terms of the amount of persons who are coming here from Florida as stopover visitors, and that number having become stagnant, whereas the number of cruise visitors have increased. So we stand by our comments.
Hi. Well, firing back this afternoon, Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, dismissed Pintard's remarks as more political mischief. The DPM says he has invited the Free National Movement leader on at least 3 occasions to come and be briefed on tourism and visitor arrivals, but he has constantly been a no-show.
I have said on numerous occasions that in order to truly advance growth in stopovers, we need more rooms. We're limited in room capacity. Maybe the leader of the opposition can go and invest in some hotels and encourage others if he wishes to be helpful. But I think the government is doing its part. We've attracted more than $10 billion of investments. A lot of it is in the touristic space.
In other news, securing affordable housing for many, a complex journey from application to approval. As increasing costs eat into savings, Lloyd Allen shares how thinking outside the box may in fact be the key to home ownership.
In just a few months, the government will return to Parliament presenting its plan for the next fiscal year. And a heavy-hitting item will be housing for Bahamians, which continues to be a challenge. But according to the minister responsible, the Honourable Keith Bell, a number of items already exist on the table, helping Bahamians to secure their first home.
If it's a triplex, as long as it is owner-occupied, you can get your VAT exemption for first-time homeowners.
Bell admits both administrations have made inroads toward provisions for home ownership, essentially thinking outside traditional methods of applying for a single-family structure.
In terms of now trying to qualify for a mortgage, and that forms part of the closing costs, the banks, the mortgagors would want that cost up front. And so immediately then you can see that for the young individual trying to get their first home, for the single mother or father, and of course for the young professional, that can be very significant.
For first-time applicants like single mother Nidra Adderley, the dream of home ownership has really proven a nightmare.
I'm a little older than most, and I'm interested in becoming a first-time homeowner. So, my concern, or one of my concerns is, what would my mortgage look like?
Bell says for those like Adderley, rent to own exists.
We can still put you in your home, and we will have you sign a lease to own arrangement, sort of a document. And what that does is it allows you to move into the home, and for a period of time, and we're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of upwards to 2 years, where we'd allow you to pay the principal payments, and those payments will go directly towards your down payment.
There is a view, though, that government homes are nothing more than low-cost housing. Bell argues otherwise.
For example, if you go along Munnings Road, you will see the subdivisions. One time ago, you couldn't go in that. I mean, that was just pure bush. But now when you go in there, Bahamians who were once working class Bahamians have moved up to the middle class and to the upper class, and they've built homes in there.
And while the journey toward home ownership remains unique for all, Bell remains adamant that the goal remains the same for all Bahamians, putting them in reach of owning a piece of the pie. Reporting from Adastra Estates number 2 for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, coming up, a Bahamian neo-Nazi arrested and convicted in the United States. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this one, sis.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking.
KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Crunch your KFC craving with a KFC Value Box for just $9.95. Get a piece of our golden fried chicken, crispy fries, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 juicy all-white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a sweet dessert biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda, all for just $9.95. Now that's a deal. Big flavor, bigger value, and always KFC. Finger licking good.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps in developing grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You hear what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Get ready. The biggest junior regatta in the Bahamas is back. The Sedora Knolls National Junior Sailing Championship begins from February 20th to the 22nd at Montague Foreshore, featuring the very best in junior sailing, with clubs competing in Sunfish, Opti, Laser, and E-Class races. And that's not all. Youth talent will be on full display with performances from school pop bands and a special rusher from the winners of the Junior Junkanoo Parade. And it goes without saying, there will be plenty of delicious Bahamian food and fun activities for kids of all ages on site. So mark those calendars. You won't want to miss this.
Brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies. Safety first.
You're looking at a shot of the Nassau Cruise Port, a busy hub for cruise ships on Prince George Wharf. Welcome back. House Chaplain and lead pastor at Life Changers Ministries, Bishop Valentino Williams, is calling for the government to revisit laws and punishments related to sexual violence. He's speaking out after a 37-year-old man was last week given a 5-year prison sentence after accepting a plea deal for the sexual assault of his 3-year-old twin daughters last year. The incident occurring over a 30-day period, and during the trial, it was revealed the father committed the acts in front of his then 15-year-old daughter, who shared a room with the smaller children. Bishop Williams stands with those who believe that man should have received a harsher sentence.
I also feel, in addition to the harsher penalty, he also needs some level of psychiatric treatment. He needs counseling, because clearly there are some dysfunctions with him and, of course, within that particular family.
The clergyman is volunteering to work with the government to come up with more ideas and solutions to combat this type of harmful behavior, noting that it's a challenge that requires all hands on deck.
One of my roles as chaplain is to speak on behalf of God, and I'll be more than willing to provide provide any level of advice and even recommendation for us to really look at some of our laws and make some adjustments, because I don't think it's fair in terms of what's happening and these punishments that's being levied. So yes, I'll be more than willing to do my part and give advice in that area.
Now to a story you certainly don't hear about every day, and in this case, that's a good thing. Brandon Russell, a Bahamian and former St. Andrews student, has been found guilty in the United States of conspiring to damage an energy facility after prosecutors accused him of being a white supremacist and who supported neo-Nazi ideologies. Russell, who resided in Orlando, Florida, was convicted of plotting attacks on electrical substations to further his racially or ethnically motivated extremist beliefs. Evidence presented in court revealed that between November 2022 and February 3rd, 2023, he shared maps highlighting substation locations and discussed causing a cascading of failure to disrupt the power grid. He recruited Sarah Beth Glendaniel from Maryland to execute these attacks in the Baltimore area, aiming to cause significant regional disruption with an intended monetary loss exceeding $75 million. It's anticipated that Russell will be sentenced in the coming months. He could face substantial prison time. On a more positive note, the Ministry of Youth is tonight launching its new program, Be Inspired. For the details, we go now to our Lloyd Allen, who's at the ministry on University Drive. Lloyd, what's the program all about?
Well, Makusha, tonight we're here at the Andre Rogers Stadium, where in just a few moments the Be Inspired initiative is about to launch. It's a very important initiative, and sharing a bit more is the Minister responsible for Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg. Minister Boleg, tonight's event, very important, empowering young people toward entrepreneur opportunities, including some of those with disabilities.
Most definitely, I know we are now relaunching the Be Inspired program, which is geared towards empowering and giving small grants to young persons who wants to start up their business or who have an existing small business between the ages of 18 and 35. And, you know, we are happy to partnership with SBDC and the National Commission of Disability, because we want to be inclusive of all young persons within the country who has that desire, that dream or passion to open and start their own businesses.
And again, you have just under 100 participants. How did you source these persons, and what is the end goal?
Well, the end goal, you know, the SMEs is one of the premier assets of our economy that drives our economy, and to have persons or young persons who wants to be entrepreneurs, to be empower them, give them some funding to start up and be able to, you know, sustain the economy by having employment for other young persons is very much important. So it's important that we provide grants and opportunity like this for young people.
And of course, for those at home who may not be a part of this cohort, what advice can you offer to them?
Please look forward to the second cohort being launched under the new budget cycle after July 1. We want to empower and give funding to as much young people as important as we can within this, under this administration.
Makusha, of course, more details coming up on this story in a later newscast. Reporting here from Andre Rogers Stadium for the Bahamas Tonight, I am Lloyd Allen, back in studio.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by folk called Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Private and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The countdown is on for what organizers expect will be one of the biggest concerts of the year. In this report, our Devontae Hanna is learning more about the Vibes Cartel and Friends event, which he understands is selling out fast. Take a look.
The highly anticipated Feel the Vibes weekend is set to take place with the concert on March 29th, and organizers promise a grand show.
We are pleased to also confirm that all necessary approvals have been secured. The Department of Immigration has issued temporary work permits to our international artists. The Royal Bahamas Police Force has granted full event approval, ensuring a safe and secure experience for all attendees. This is happening.
What was once just the evolution of Vibes concert has morphed into a weekend of events, which the organizers, International Events Promotions, expect to have a major trickle-down effect on the economy, starting with travel and onto local vendors.
Beauty salons, barber shop, clothing stores, the mall, everything is going to be buzzing, so it's going to have a trickle-down effect on the whole economy.
But organizers certainly do not want concert goers to forget the dancehall king will be joined by friends. Without revealing much, they're pitching the event as one to remember.
There's a particular friend that some negotiation is in with, and I think if that happens, we're going to create history in the Bahamas.
Bahamian superstars Wendy and Julian believe also joining Cartel on the stage, despite an artists' union's initial reservations.
I believe that with a stage as big as a Cartel stage, it can only mean forward movement. It can only mean progression. It can only mean more audiences.
They are positioning us to look like the superstars that we are in our hometown, and that's very rare to be able to receive here. Most times on the flyers, Bahamian artists are very small.
With a little over a month to go, organizers say tickets are moving swiftly.
All the skyboxes are already sold out. We're trying to see how we can fit a few more. We already have, and that's unheard of this far in advance. Ticket sales on Ticket Flare is going like crazy.
After this weekend's rush, ticket prices are set to increase. They start at $150. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, we're going to keep the vibes going with LaDawn, who's going to give us a sneak peek of Access Now.
Makushla, ever wondered why we all wear red, white, and pink leading up to Valentine's Day? Well, we have all the answers coming up in Access Now.
Well, looking forward to it. Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Where you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. Yeah, bro. Special on all the large 1 topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but.
I need the $10 special, please.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, boy.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting TingsyBahamas.com.
Hello?
You guys had anything to eat as yet? Y'all know Christmas just gone and it's the rock.
All right, but y'all let me working all day, but what we gonna eat?
If we was by the mall, we could go by Wendy's and get the Dave special for $5.
Yeah, but you do know that the Dave's deal is now actually nationwide, right?
Wait, let's go Cable Beach right there.
Let's go.
All right.
And that was how Governor General, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Cynthia Pratt was welcomed to Loftus-Roker High School in Acklands. Speaking directly to her students, the message was clear: no matter the challenges, they have the power to make a difference. She also encouraged the youngsters to embrace their uniqueness, reminding them that every obstacle is simply a stepping stone towards success.
I am talking about when they've given up on you. There's some good in you. You got to dig deep. You have to overcome the barriers because they're going to set barriers in your way. Because you're from a poor family. Yes, I'm Governor General, but I still live in the inner city. I've never moved. Still there today. It's not about where I live. It's what's inside of you.
The Governor General's visit, not just about words, but fostering a sense of hope and pride. Her presence energized the school, apparently making the students feel seen, heard, and motivated to pursue their goals with a renewed sense of purpose.
Look at our next Governor General. Might not be until you get a certain age, but you're destined. Look at our next Prime Minister, whether you're male or female. Just look at you. Nurses, teachers, doctors, lawyers, look at you. Just look at you. A Loftus-Roker High School. We are depending on you. You understand what I'm saying here? I'm going downhill. Teachers are getting older. They will one day become senior citizens. Who will run this country? Who will run this country? Must be you.
Well, before we leave, we want to say happy birthday to our Deputy Director, Alda Wiesmannings, and our colleague, Katie Longley. I hope you two had an amazing day. And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. On February 22nd, 2025, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training proudly presents the Excellence in Education Awards Ceremony, a night to honor the